The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Are we recording? Did you miss that? Did you miss our armpit chat?
I did.
Is that a new segment?
Can't believe no one's noticed my toenails yet. No way.
No way. No way.
No way.
No way are we back.
What?
Way.
What?
It's actually way.
Huge kids away in a lot of ways.
No ways.
Kia ora, welcome along to The Real Pod. The Real Pod rides again.
As the doc says.
My name is Jane Yee.
I thought that said WAP, but it's what's up.
What's
What's up?
And WAP. There's a lot to cover in culture that we haven't been there for.
We are starting off the pod the way that we left it, which is talking over each other and not even allowing me to introduce the podcast. It's your reality TV recap in real life in New Zealand podcast. I'm Jane. I'm joined by Alex Casey and Duncan Grieve, and it is so good to be back.
It's incredible.
Cornies, we didn't even let you know this was happening, so I hope this is a nice, pleasant surprise in your feed. Hope we didn't interrupt your NPR or whatever. I'm going to have to start letting people in the corner again now.
What?
I haven't been. Well.
Is there a wait? Is there a wait
There's
list?
a wait list.
How backed up is it?
We've got like 15 requests, but I've
Well, that's actually fine.
but
We have
I've
been
actually
dormant.
like removed a few requests.
Have you?
Yeah.
Celebrities?
Some of them.
Moles?
Maybe some moles. Anyway, so the corner is Real Pod Corner is our Facebook group where you can go and chat, and it's a lovely space. You can find us at facebook.com/The Real Pod Pod. No, it's Rec Room now, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
I don't know what's going on. Just try and find it. Anyway, we're going to start off with a real life update, and it's an economics update. We're going to give you an update on the circular economy.
Are we going straight into this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, happy birthday, Jane. It was Jane's birthday recently.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
well,
Are we
we
just
do-
crashing
well,
straight in?
I
Like,
think
nothing
we
happened.
should-
Pandemic, whatever.
I think we should
just-
explain how we came to be back here. It was Jane's birthday,
was
four
Jane's
scoring last
birthday.
week.
As the crow flies.
And where were we?
We were at Nando's San Lucia.
Shout out
My
Nando's.
favourite Nando's. And I thought for Jane's birthday, lovely friend, would wrap her up a nice prezzy. So I wrapped it in brown paper, which was very crumpled. Did you notice?
Yes.
Because I am trying to not buy anything new, really.
You're
or use
reusing,
anything.
recycling.
I put a nice face on it, wrote a nice happy birthday message, gave it to you. It was a lovely puzzle.
It was a lovely puzzle. It used to be my puzzle, in fact. So I've been puzzling for some years now. I've got quite the collection, and when we moved to the States, Alex Casey, the gannet she is, came over and took about 19 of my puzzles.
And everything else.
And then
I took sheets.
you took a lot of things.
I took flannel sheets.
I need them back now.
You have them.
Did you ask before you took or just took?
No, I whipped them off the bed like how magicians do that thing. It was like sheets and the duvet didn't even move and I was out of there. But so I took these puzzles home, much to my partner Joe's chagrin. And he was
Did he
like,
not love
get
it?
these out of the house.
Oh my God, Joe.
So then I thought, well, I regifted them to my mum, who's also recently got into puzzling. She did all her puzzles over summer.
Hang on, it's also her birthday, wasn't it? The same.
You share a birthday with my mum, which is the circular economy.
This is all too
as
much.
well.
Yeah.
I think.
No.
I think yes,
Okay.
broadly, kind of.
Overruled.
Anyway,
Professor
Anyway,
Casey.
so my mum did all the puzzles, and then she brought them back, and she's like, I thought you might like some of these. Me, not having seen any of them in my life, apparently, was like, this one's great, it's got a corn on it. And I was like, I can give that to Jane for her birthday.
thank you very much.
Lovely friend.
I got my puzzle back, and actually, I'm not sad about it because I regret giving you all those puzzles. So
I've got more. I can
Great.
get them off my mum.
yes, please. Thank you very much.
So in the end, it was actually lovely.
It was also very funny.
It was very funny.
I just want to make it clear to the listeners that Jane was regifted her own puzzle. Did that definitely
She was
come out?
regifted her own puzzle.
It went via me to Alex Casey to Kathy Casey, back to Alex
me.
Casey, back to me.
back to Jane
Was it his final resting place?
It's well, who knows?
for now.
Who knows? Maybe
So-
we can give it
so
away.
explain-
We
the
need to
circular
keep
economy?
It's like a chain letter. You know?
Yep.
The circular economy is things going around.
Yeah, in a circle.
Back to the start.
Is that not correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that accurate
I
summary?
think that's economic.
Okay, that's your economics lesson for the day. Who is Grayson at Warehouse Stationery?
I'd like to give a big shout out to Grayson. I went to Warehouse Stationery to print off some things for an unrelated project, and he was like, "Are you Alex from the Real Pod?" And I couldn't believe it. I was bright red, and I did a weird finger gun, and I went, "Grayson!" like that. Like I knew him, but I had only just met him. And he was sort of talking about how he missed the pod. And I was like, you know what? We've actually been talking about maybe bringing it back. And it's really nice that we've met at this point in the journey. And I honestly believe that without Grayson as the guardian angel, there may not have been as much push towards this happening.
Don't let Wayne know that.
It's okay. There can
Why?
be more than one push.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, that push.
Yeah. Which from him, no, there is actually just the one push, isn't there? And he doesn't actually do the push. Fuck the pushes. Should we chat about
Push
No,
is
no, it's
so
all right.
good.
It's another point.
That is a deep cut. Okay, so the reason Alex Casey is back is because no longer working on the reality TV thing at the moment, but because you have worked on the reality TV thing,
Yes.
although we will be recapping the monstrous, amazing debut of season 2 of The Bachelorette NZ.
Feat Alex Casey in the credits.
So Alex won't be able to talk about it because she knows all the things and she knows that she can't keep a secret very well.
Je refuse. I can keep secrets very
You
well.
can, but
which
not
is
under
why
duress,
when you
like-
start talking about it, I'm going to leave the room and slam the door firmly and not return.
And at that point, Stewart Sowman-Lund, Corny, and also our live updates editor will come in and be
Maybe
Alex.
the first person to know, sort of you, people who've leapt from the corner into the office as a special breed.
I'm not. I don't think that that's me. I was doing the podcast before the corner existed.
Yeah, but you're in the office all the bloody time now.
I am.
You know,
I'm
you
here a
still-
lot. You should start paying me. Anyway, coming up on The Real Pod, we've got Wayne's World. We've got some delicious corn-themed snacks for The Real Review. All your favourites, Community Noticeboard, Colin's Cranny, what's Max Key up to? And, of course, as I mentioned, we'll be recapping Bachelorette. But first of all, let's get into some real news. This headline, seal found in Lower Hart Park, that is a headline in itself, but then it's followed up with tempted back into the water with sausages. God, I love this country.
Seals have gone too far.
From the water?
Yes. I saw some seals over Christmas at, was it Castle Point or Cape Palace? I always forget. The
Didn't
one
you
with the
all-
lighthouse and the seals.
Is this the story wherein you almost lose?
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
But the seals were so far away from the sea. They were on farmland. They were by the road. They were at the pub. It was mental.
But are they evolving? Is that what's happening here? Are we
I
going to see
think
seals with
so.
little feet and moustaches and pipes?
Clothes, yeah.
Okay, so a seal found sunning itself in a Lower Hutt cricket pitch was tempted back into the water with sausages. And I love this bit of journalism here. Cricketers were bowled over when they spotted the animal after arriving at Waifitu's Te Whiti Park around 8:20am on Monday to set up for a match. Imagine their surprise when they saw a seal sunning itself. They got the police involved, and the police did not know the age or sex of the seal, which seems like they need to go back to basic training. If you don't, if you're a policeman who can't figure out the age or sex of a seal when you happen upon it in a park, you don't deserve to be there.
It's true.
This is
It's
the
day one
problem
at
with society.
Police College. I want to know, did the police officer go and buy the saucy? And also single saucy?
Just the one
Gourmet?
saucy.
A butcher? A local butcher? Who knows?
I don't reckon someone went and bought a saucy. I reckon someone had a saucy on hand.
It seems like quite a leap to assume that sausages are going to work for the seal.
As it says, in the wild, seals usually feed on fish or squid rather than bangers.
I did love that line. A lot of good lines in these stories. I feel like the craft of writing about stupid New Zealand stuff is really, it's reaching some kind of an all-time peak right now.
It's 8:20 a.m. No one's got a sausage on them.
I mean, Mad Butcher definitely has sausages on him.
No, but
I mean, no one like sort of in the moment.
You're not
was just
walking
like,
around
I've
with
got
a bag
the
of
sausage.
Hillers.
Yeah.
I think it's because like it's cricket ground, fundraising, bag of cheap sausages, make some cash.
True.
But Steele basically stole money from the grade cricketers, so that's another reason that Steels are out of control.
Speaking of money, boy finds $5 note in the sea and sells it on Trade Me for more than $500. Is that circular economy? Is that just... What is that?
That feels like it's also GameStop and hyperinflation. I love this line. This is a quote from the boy. I picked it up to see what it was, and it was a $5 note. I was happy. I feel like that is the kind of thing that I was like, is this Alex Casey's son? And has she been hiding something from us?
I mean, he could be. Have you seen him?
How old is he?
I know. But it's more his look and feel.
What were you doing about 7 years ago, Alex? Possibly secretly giving birth?
I mean, I forgot the puzzle. What else have I forgotten?
I mean, good kid to have, truly. He can turn $5 into $500. It was a mildewed $5 note. He popped on Trade Me, normal, and attracted a bid of $530.
It was almost like
That's amazing.
It was like a proxy for a Give a Little, though, because the young man, cute as a button, wanted to buy like a motocross bike. What I'm not looking at a screen.
Two-stroke motorbike.
Yeah, so it was a way of like making his dreams come true. My big fear is that there was like a frenzy, and then like me when I bought that special lemon, there's afterwards this kind of horrible buyer's remorse, and then you actually have to do the thing.
Get the lemon.
Well, we give them the
You have to
$500.
How much
$500.
did you pay? Can you give a bit of context for the special lemon?
Okay. I think I have told this story on the pod, but it was probably many moons ago. This would have been about 15 years ago. I was drunk on Trade Me, and I saw there was a post advertising a lemon that had a resemblance to a vagina, and
Whoa.
Wow.
yeah, and it was $1 reserve, and I was like, that's so funny. And
Hang on, did it come up in the cool auction section, or did you just stumble upon it? What were you
I feel like
searching?
it was shared. No. I think it was shared with me by some hilarious Jackster, and I was like, I'll show you a funny joke. But then the joke was on me because it was $1 reserve. Shockingly, there were no other bidders on this extraordinary piece of fruit, and I put in $10, but I didn't tick. What's that one? I haven't used Trade Me in so long.
Auto bid.
And took auto bid. So
You
I just
went
basically went straight to $10.
All my cards are on the table.
And then the guy who lived, the seller, I can't remember anything about them, thankfully. That's my mind protecting me from myself. They came and like gave it to me in person.
Oh,
So they had to it's just a very intimate transaction in so many ways. And I had to pay $10 for it, but got a huge amount of value from it because I still have it in my freezer with another lemon that looks like a bum, and talk about it sort of regularly.
Yeah.
A lot of people. There's a special subset of my friends who find that story very funny, and then another subset who just aren't friends with me anymore because it's so repellent. Anyway, so I wonder if that's what happened with the $500 bidder. They were like got caught up with the frenzy of the auction, and then now they've got this like, I've got to pay $500 for this mildewed note.
On that, I want to hear from the corny who bought my bra.
No.
That's right, folks. I sold a bra on Trade Me.
and
And I turned a tidy coin on that bra. And I sold it to a coiny. Oh my God, new subset.
This is freakonomics.
Cornies
Coinies has got it. What is it?
Planet Money.
Yeah. What are coinies? Is that Thrifty Corner, or is that like our version of Wall Street Bets?
I think it's rich cornies.
Cashed up cornies.
Cashed up
They're
cornies.
coinies.
Yeah, I like that.
Wow. I can't quite. I can go back through my archives and find out who it was, but I want to know how that's going for you. Lonely Bra, of course, cancelled, but oh well.
But
Hey.
you got out ahead of the cancellation,
I did.
right?
I did.
So that's
There's
huge.
not enough support for me.
I want to. I want to not do a couple of these stories. I feel like time's getting away on us already.
What is it?
We've already been talking for like 15 minutes or something.
Okay, we can skip the ambergris one.
Do men take
That's
longer
fine.
than women to poo? Duncan, you?
I mean, that's actually a ripping yarn, but it's from the conversation from Australia. It's not original New Zealand reporting.
What's
It's
the
just an
answer?
The answer is we don't know.
Oh,
but
okay.
But an
Non-story.
unscientific study suggests men take considerably longer.
Right.
But it was actually really well written.
Well, no, I wanted to know, is a study in terms of like actual the woe to go motion, or is it
Hang on,
time spent sitting on loo?
Well,
Because that's
it's supposed to be the
story.
motion. Like that's what he's specifically concerned with, the motion.
Right.
But the loo time, I
Loo
feel like
time
that's
is-
obviously men.
Can I also just clarify? It's go to woe, not woe to go.
woe to go. Not the way I do it.
So not poo shame our host, Jane.
Okay.
All I'm saying is we've moved our magazines into the toilet in our household.
What kind of magazines are we talking?
North and South.
oh my gosh.
I know.
Fancy booze.
Metro starring me. Check it out. Your supermarket.
Keeping it Kiwi though.
Keeping it Kiwi.
I've got 10,000 sex asses stuck in a
This is
lorry
so amazing. This has got
in
nothing
LA.
to do with New Zealand, but the story is such a capital Y yarn.
But this is Tycoon's fury at Brexit bureaucracy.
Just
Do people have any idea what we are talking about this whole
Of
time?
course they don't.
Like, honestly, I'm like freaking out right now. When you're just saying crazy words.
Okay, explain it. Top line it.
It was the front page of some tabloid.
Red top tabloid.
In Britain. I haven't got it open, Jane.
Okay, I'm going to read you the actual headline. Okay,
Yeah.
so in yellow, in highlighted yellow, it says Tycoon's fury at Brexit bureaucracy, and you're probably expecting to hear about,
circular economy.
Yeah, exactly. The actual headline is, I voted leave, ... but now I've got 10,000 sex asses stuck at Calais.
And sex asses is in caps and red,
Yes.
to be clear. And then there's sort of a sex ass.
His face is so good, by the way. Like it's absolutely what you imagine a sex ass tycoon to look like. And it's like blank and furious at the same time.
And mugshot.
Yeah, very mugshot.
Should we say what a sex ass is?
Well, do we know? I don't think the story really tells us.
I think it's a sex toy.
Yeah.
Sort of a rubber ass.
It's a bottom.
But what
It's from the waist.
There's so much good information in the story.
There's waist to thigh, and a lady laid down with her bottom up in the air.
I
Or man,
don't
man,
think
or
it's
man.
gendered
Well, we
sex
can't
ass.
see all of it. We can only see it in profile. We can only see its silhouette. So it's a person's bottom in the air.
Yeah.
And presumably you can use it for
what I love
whatever you like.
is though this guy's staunch defence of the British-made sex ass and his probably racist denigration of Chinese sex ass industry. I just am shocked. Like, so much industry has left Britain over the last sort of 70-odd years, and yet they've retained sex asses, which I would have thought would be primed for outsourcing. You know, I don't know how Britain has retained its lead in like a good old and he's adamant that you can feel the quality.
He says many of the sex asses coming out of China are substandard and made by what is essentially slave labour. My sex asses are all made by British craftsmen, and so we can command a premium price. This story was put together by Barney Samuels. Can you imagine in stand-up? Barney, I've got a sex ass story for you. You need to get you down to Calais right now and speak to Sex Ass Supreme O'Brien. It says in the caption.
Or Barney's placed an order.
Barney's
And he's been waiting.
and he got an email from
He's like,
Brian.
I think I got a lead. Incredible story. But you know what? Support the local crafts people.
Yeah.
I have noticed he said
He
craftsmen.
did, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it could be. We don't know that. In every facet of your life.
Yeah.
Really.
Even sex assery.
Even six-assery. I did do some regrettable Googling to find out how much a six ass costs. I did not get very
What are we
far before I
talking?
got in big trouble with
Hey,
results.
regrettable Googling feels like a section for the podcast.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
add it to the new.
Because I certainly did some at our luncheon.
Yes, you
Remember?
did.
Oh, that's
Roosters?
right,
Yes.
yeah.
That was a shocking one to pull up on my telephone a few days later.
We just wanted to know how roosters do it, right?
Yeah.
That was it. Anyway, Jay Jay and Minou. It's been a year since Jay Jay and Minou's tour of New Zealand. And they're still chatting. They're still loved up, even though they've broken up. They broke up because of COVID. Jay Jay did a live Insta the other night. She was on the wines. Special guest Minou.
What?
It was so great.
Did you watch it?
I watched as much of it as I possibly could. And
How much was that out of interest?
I feel like I watched for probably a good 25 minutes.
Whoa!
Yeah, he wasn't on the whole time. She got her brother on, and then she started getting very upset about the New Zealand government wouldn't give... They don't consider love. They don't look at everyone's individual circumstance when they're considering visas, and it's really unfair that Minou can't
This is
get
actually
into New Zealand.
so similar to the Brexit bureaucracy, which held up our poor sex-ass tycoon.
Yeah.
You know? Just
It's like you can't
as
break, you
monolith
can't
that is the
paint
state.
everything with such a broad brush when
No.
there's love at stake.
Don't get me shy, baby. The people look at me now.
That's just a little tidbit from their life.
Can we sort of start something to get the
Get
people?
Minou.
We can get the wiggles in, you know, because of
That's
public...
I think that's what she said. I think just like you can get
Right.
the wiggles in. Surely Minou can
we
come
need
in.
a politician to take it up as like a cause célèbre.
Yeah,
What?
because they also when they were travelling around in January, that was great for tourism.
It was amazing.
I followed
for
them
tourism.
around Christchurch.
Forget to do something new, New Zealand. Just do something with
Minou.
Minou, New Zealand.
New Zealand. Do we just rebrand?
New Zealand, and he's a prime minister somehow straight away. He has to come in.
Okay, the best
Wow.
bit. It was really glitchy, and she was kind of like, "Are you at work?" And he couldn't hear her, and then they started talking about what they were up to this weekend and all this kind of stuff, and it was very painful, but not because the content wasn't good, just bad connection. But then this is the end of their conversation.
Have fun.
I love you.
Okay. Have fun.
I love you
Say
so
that
much.
in public.
I love you.
No.
I love
Tell me
you.
later. Hey, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Immigration New Zealand. Are you hearing this?
But she didn't want him to be saying "I love you" to her
Because
while she was on the live.
It was just real. And, like that in some ways shows just how, not just for immigration purposes, the love is.
I just like that it's still going. There's still enjoyment to be had out of the beautiful relationship between Jay Jay and Minou. So it's not too late to get on. Hopefully before long we'll be New Zealand. Do you want to talk about?
Oh,
Do you want
we're
to talk
all a
about
bit
your
choked up after that one.
red-lipped batfish?
yeah. You put this on the doc.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, you sent it to me.
Just because I sent you a picture. If you're around a phone or computer right now, just do yourself a favour and Google. Maybe we should have like Critter Corner or something. A fun Critter of the Week.
So many corners.
The red-lipped batfish is my Critter of the Week. It is a little bottom-dwelling, bottom-feeder sort of triangle little guy.
Much like us.
With bright red lips. And just highly recommend taking a look. You have to go to the Galapagos Islands if you actually want to see one, but the red-lip batfish, very beautiful, looks kind of pissed off but also glamorous, and gets around by moving its anal fin through the sand. And I'm doing an action here.
She's employing her anal fin and moving around.
And that's Critter Corner.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's just go straight into Wayne's World.
How comfortable is too comfortable in a
When
relationship?
you reckon the Simpsons jumped
What
out?
frustrates you about the preconceptions around your generation?
First album you ever
If you
owned?
was to blend a fantasy series, which would it be?
What was your gateway podcast?
Oh,
I've not heard that.
God.
You
That's
have.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Did you just...
Yeah.
Did you sing? Was that you?
Call me Paul Williams.
Wow. I can't believe that. Does Wayne know about this?
Yes, we've used this before.
the
It's not the
critic-
first time we've used it. I think what happened was when I was in the States and we weren't playing the Stings live over the thing, so I would have been hearing it and you wouldn't, and then you never listened to the podcast, obviously.
No, of course not.
Okay, so we're going to have to be quick because time is of the essence. But if you don't know who Wayne is, who the bloody hell are you? Too late, basically. Wayne...
No,
No?
they can find out.
Okay, just go in the corner if you can find it on the internet somewhere. Okay, so Wayne is he's a poll machine. He's constantly posting
Unofficial
polls.
mayor.
unofficial mayor of the corner, and he posted a post. Was this today? Yesterday? Was listening to a podcast talking about Jersey Shore. It's easy to forget how this show impacted pop culture at the time. During season 3, they were pulling 9 million viewers an episode. Even in 2021, the Jersey Shore Family Vacation follow-up series does good numbers and has been renewed again. How much of a fan were you? And from the following list of cast members, who were your favourites? So
I feel like the situation was robbed.
one vote. I want to see the latest though, because I feel like there's not that many votes there. So I'll just see if there's an update. But in the meantime, do you want to just talk
riff?
Jersey Shore?
Well, I only watched season 1, but I really, 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 really loved season 1. And I also wonder if that, because I feel like the situation's robbery was in this poll was probably impacted by his later antics potentially.
Oh, what did he do?
Well, I don't know. I assume bad things because.
Oh, you don't know?
No, but that's just a vibe. I interviewed Snooki. That's my claim to Jersey Shore fame.
Amazing.
I wrote about her for Sunday magazine, which I think is quite posh.
Wow.
I loved Snooki. I thought she was like a real. I think Jersey Shore was amazing. Like it was a. It felt like. Sorry, I'm being earnest. Damn it. But you know, like it. It just felt quite a landmark reality TV show. It felt like that. It's that version of Italian American culture. Like you had that kind of, oh my gosh, this is a whole fully formed thing that really exists. And I'm sure there was a lot of artifice in it, but like I just bought it and loved it. And I remember there was like so much anger and fury, which is always a good sign that something's been done well. But it was probably like I've been thinking about it a bit lately for no good reason and wanting to rewatch it, but also almost scared to because there's no doubt that there was some bad situations on there. But it seemed very groundbreaking, like all of the like what do they call that camera thing when you the black is it black what's that thing? Night vision.
Like Buffalo Bill.
I don't remember having seen night vision sexy stuff on reality TV before then, and that felt like very transgressive. Love Paulie D as a disc jockey. I think he still plies his trade to this day. Huge fan. What about you?
I just still to this day say things that I forget are from. Like I'm always like, cabs here, you know? Like little things like that. And burgers for the boys. Like all those little catchphrases that are just there that seem almost untethered from the show now because they're just so good. Cabs here was great. Real funny to lift up your shirt and go, okay, we got a situation. Which I highly encourage doing after you've had a large meal. But yeah, I just loved it.
I didn't really watch it. I dipped in and out. I just remember lots of hair pulling, which is great. I love hair pulling. It reminded me a lot of growing up with Four Sisters. But I love Snooki as well. And latest poll update remains much the same as it did yesterday. Snooki and Vinny, first equal, followed by Paulie D, The Situation, and Jay Wow.
The Situation celebrates 5 years sober a week ago. So congratulations.
That's huge.
That's
I'm
amazing
happy
for the
him.
Situation.
Okay, we have to keep sorry, I feel like I'm just like a freight train pushing through.
No, it's good.
This is great.
5 out of 5 from me.
The nicest thing that's ever happened.
And that's the real review. We are going to eat on mic as fast as we can. These were sent to us by Corny. So just say that again, Duncan. You mean, yum.
Yum. These are also, these look like dead stock. Like they've seen some things.
They're expired
Very
snacks.
sticky on the outside of the pack.
Expired snacks that have been sitting in my drawer since Christmas time. They were expired when they arrived.
Did they
Are
come
we going to
from the
open them
United
all?
States?
Should we do one a week? Let's do one a
Okay,
week.
let's start with what have you got there?
I've got the
That's the newest looking
Sweet
one.
Chaos cake batter popcorn.
Okay, it's all corn flavoured snacks sent to us by Liz Cleveland. Thank you, Liz.
I don't think they're all corn flavoured.
No, they're
all made
corn
from
themed.
corn.
Sorry,
Wow.
Corn themed.
Oh, that
Smell good or terrible?
They smell like iced animals.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, it was just quite a lot.
Are they all stuck together?
Is this from a coiny, shall we say?
Yeah, these expired in November, so they're fine.
That's good.
That's fine. Popcorn's good. Always, isn't it?
Oh,
a bit soft and stale.
Next week's got a bit of
That's gonna sound
a
really
June expiry, of June last year. And these are actually... No, these are also expired.
I mean... Okay,
November, though.
I quite like the Sweet Chaos handmade kettle corn. I
Yeah,
feel like
well, can you stop bogarting them?
They have sprinkles on them, just to paint you a picture at home. They are soft to the bite.
I don't know if they're supposed to be soft to the bite, but I feel like if they were in date, these would be... Honestly, the perfect snack.
They're kind of crusted in party sprinkles.
Marzipan?
They're iced. They're not marzipan.
I think it's a marzipan.
I don't taste any almond. I'm not getting any almond.
Okay, if there's almond in there, and I've tasted something correctly, I'll be so proud.
What are we giving them out of 10?
I actually kind of love it.
I love it too.
Is it the imagined actual product, or is it the sort of degraded?
I mean, okay, the degraded product I'll give, like, it's still a solid, like, 7.58, yeah. If they were slightly crunchier, I'd definitely give them a 9.5.
Okay, it's got spirulina. Oh, it doesn't say almond, but I think we will agree there's almond in there.
Well, I don't agree.
There's a silent almond.
I disagree.
I enjoyed that sweet chaos.
But you can really taste that spirulina.
Yeah.
It's really coming through.
Is that healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very healthy.
Tell you what's not healthy. Everything that Colin craves. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Cranny.
Colin's Cranny.
Ooh,
Little bit early.
Little early.
I'm out of practice.
Hey, in Colin's Cranny this week, he had on January the 21st, it's actually a while ago, he had a weird craving for strawberries on fresh cream sponge cake. Yum. Yum. Just 3 days later, I'm not sure how he got on with the fresh cream sponge cake, but he indulged in the most delicious donut I've ever seen in my life. So it's a long donut. It's got fresh cream on it. It's got strawberries on it. It's got freeze-dried raspberries.
I don't think that's freeze-dried.
Do you think
it's
that's
just
fresh?
Oh, wow.
It's got like
Framboise.
It's got a coulis. There is some freeze-dried raspberries. That's what the sprinkled stuff is. You can see little pink.
Well, yeah, but
as well as, and a little bit of mint or something.
It also looks like a kind of a grouchy crocodile. Do you sort of see what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like a sort of donut crocodile.
Anyway, yum. Basically, yum.
And beyond all of the delicious treats, what does Colin crave more?
Colin craves his
gosh.
cardboard cutout more than anything in this world.
This is a saga of which
will
knows no
never
end or no sense.
No.
Top line is that we were a long time ago long-term loaned a what was it? Bake Off?
Hottest Home Baker.
Hottest Home Baker cardboard cutout, and we have been very willing to release the hostage for no ransom, and Colin has been aggressively keen to have it back in his custody, and somehow
We've real potted it.
Just never
we've
can't make it work.
absolutely chronically real potted it.
Is that
Colin,
so
if
it's
you're
behind there
listening,
right now?
just show up during work hours.
You can see his feet. You can
I
see his
can
feet just underneath
so it's
there.
still here.
Beautiful.
But I've been fielding messages and voice memos at all hours of the night for the past. When did we get it for the corny Christmas?
Yeah. Not last year, but the year before.
2019.
Yeah, he's been around.
And our lovely office manager, Lucy, has been trying to get hold of him to return it. He's befriended me on Facebook. I can only assume to have me as a
get it.
backup.
Negotiator.
Yeah. He hasn't sent me a message yet, but I'm just waiting for it. We'll give you an update next week. Oh, yes, we're going to be back next week. This is an ongoing thing, by the way.
It's a good thing to reveal now. So just
Just for the hardcore fans who've made it this far, we will be back.
It's the Community Noticeboard.
This segment really flagged in the last incarnation of this podcast. It started off with a hiss and a roar, and then we stopped getting submissions. And since we've been not podcasting, the corner's been going crazy with Community Noticeboard submissions, including this one from the Upper Hutt community page. A room is available in a 4-bedroom house in Brown Owl. The other tenants are men aged over 50, probably not ideal for a young couple, and one of the present residents can be hostile to women.
Oh,
I'm not going to bother reading the rest. It's just like boring
Well, hold
details.
on. How much is it a week?
200 includes Wi-Fi, electricity, gas, water, heating.
Do the trade-off.
I mean, it's
discount for the hostility.
not a bad price, all inclusive.
And 1 meal a week with flatmates.
Yeah.
Shit, this is amazing. I can't tell whether as women, what do you think?
I mean, good to know.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
We'll be moving on. My only thought reading it as a generous read was I've been looking at a lot of dogs on Trade Me recently, and dogs have funny gender preferences sometimes. And I was like, is one of the present residents a dog?
That's
looking
a
at a dog and I was
very
like,
generous read.
No, it totally is. And I definitely don't think it is.
But the can be is also doing a lot of work. Like, some
can
days
be hostile.
loves a woman.
Do you know what I think
Yeah.
it is? I think they want another male flatmate, but they don't want to advertise for a male flatmate because they're worried that they're breaking some sort of gender
They don't want to get in trouble
equality
with the Minister for
yeah.
Women. Other
I
question.
feel like this will possibly get them in trouble.
Possibly still rises to the threshold. What about brown
alerts the
owl? Is
police.
that a place? Because that sounds bloody cool.
Isn't there a good owl? Owl sanctuary in New Zealand that's got a good name.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got sold or something? Or
No,
it's
it's
for
shutting
sale?
down, I think.
Alcatraz!
Bam!
Alcatraz! That's amazing.
Take that and party. That is such a good
Brown
name.
Owl is definitely a place. I've heard of it before.
Oh.
It's an Upper Hutt, I assume.
I don't wanna
but this
go
being on the
there.
Upper Hutt community page.
Yeah, but you've
Okay,
got somewhere to
What's
live.
the most chilling thing is the smiley face emoji at the end.
Well, it's also quite a kind of mild smiley. It's
Yeah.
Sort of, it's like,
What can we do? Yeah, it feels like it was also like a compliment sandwich. Like, the good thing, great, a room, 4-bedroom house, lovely brown owl, what a place to live. Oh, here's a hostile to woman, and then all the lovely details.
Yeah.
He did the best he could do with what he had,
Yeah.
the information that he had available, right? Okay, let's move on to the Franklin grapevine. This is yours, Alex.
Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing. This is more of a visual one.
It is.
Works well for a podcast, just like the donut before. I recently found this growing on the side of the road. Who said 5G towers aren't harmful? I'm waiting for this to turn to popcorn. And what it is something that I'm not that familiar with nature, really, and how things grow.
Yeah.
You'll recall the Brussels sprout gate and
Yeah.
asparagus gate.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, it looks like a thistly sort of stalk, and then it's just got this long head of corn.
Delicious
But it doesn't
looking
look like corn that I've seen before. Where is the husk?
But I wonder if, like, you know how the corn, it's like bananas. There used to be heaps of bananas, now there's just this one banana. And maybe this is just some cooler artisan corn that doesn't grow like the mass-produced corn
And it splinters off or something.
and what have you. What do you reckon, how do you read the Who Said 5G towers? Is that just like a funny person saying a funny thing,
I
or are
think
they just
so.
terrified? Because
I'd
that's
like-
a lovely
I'd like
bit
to
of
think.
writing.
I'd like to think they were just having a lull. That plant. So the thing that gets me is I'm like, that could just be some funny little plant that grows in the wild.
Yep.
But what really strikes me with the cornness are those little wispy bits,
Yeah,
the fibres
yeah,
that look very much like when you open up your corn and get that shit stuck in your teeth.
yep.
I think
So-
Benjamin, not to use his name,
What?
has,
Benjamin
no,
and
that's his full
Colin.
name, has husked it.
Oh, he's husked it.
But
He's taken a husk
I
off.
would have thought that, but then you look at the stalk, and the stalk's fully weird as well.
The stalk definitely looks very weedish.
Yeah.
And when I say weed, I mean like...
Or
Tina's head is in her hands right now. She's just like,
just
Look at
disgusting.
that, Tina. Can you see that thing? Does that not look like corn? Very round, though, kernels. Very round.
It's fucking ripe, is what it is.
Okay.
it's like
That's
a corn
good to
lollipop.
go.
I'd love to know if he
But
had a
also-
nibble.
Anyway, we'll put the resource somewhere so you can all enjoy this.
Benjamin looks like a dude as well.
Oh,
Benjamin.
I'm just saying someone else's name. I shouldn't have done
saying
that.
their
Okay,
names.
we'll beep it. This person said in the Beach Haven and Birkdale community page, who the fuck thinks it's a good idea to crank Celine Dion, The Power of Love, at 11:56 p.m. is a good idea?
5 question marks.
2 questions in the one question.
Yeah, that's just oddly phrased. A lot of fury in
But
there.
let's just put a poll. Let's just do a quick random throw of hands poll. Who thinks it's a good idea to crank Celine Dion, The Power of Love, at 11:56 p.m. is a good idea?
Hands up.
All our hands are up.
100% in favour. That motion is passed.
Yeah, love it.
Like and subscribe. Max Key Corner. I know. Max Key Corner. I know. I'll never forget you. Subscribe.
Tell you who has forgotten Max Key. Instagram. Very hard to find him on Instagram these days because he's not very active. He's done one post.
Was it? Oh, I see. It's like a.
It's one post that's like
I've
2
done
photos.
this,
I mean, he should have done 2 posts. He should have eked them out if this is all he's got to offer. But he's done one post in like 1,000 years, and it was on Christmas Day. It says "Merry Christmas" from the Keys, and it's him standing outside a lovely little like a jacuzzi lap pool type thing.
They're wearing the same pants.
Yeah, they're wearing.
I didn't realise.
Who
that
is she?
until
Those
now.
are Peter Alexander pajamas because Joe got a set for Christmas.
Fuck it, I think
from
Robin
Tom and
might have
Alice.
those.
Anyway, lovely
Amazing.
gingham, red and blue. If you're playing along at home, just have a look at Max Key's Insta. It's
Is that gingham?
tartan. Sorry, it's not gingham. Tartan. I meant tartan.
Don't mean to fact check.
No. That's you're absolutely right.
Socks.
He's wearing socks. He's wearing socks.
So it's hot. It's hot enough to not. So he's doing the full vase. On the top, but then still wearing sports socks.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got toe problems.
Anyway, the most important thing is who's the lady friend?
Unlike some.
Who's the lady friend?
The mystery blonde.
And is she a key now? Are they married? What's going on? I'm very
Merry Christmas
confused.
from the
I need to know
Keys.
more. If we can get some intel, that'd be great. Just email us podcasts.
It's not
at
Steffi?
spin-off.
If they're not
.co.nz.
engaged or married, I feel like I wouldn't like to be called from the Keys.
Well, the next photo is of the actual keys. So there is, So, I mean, he's presumably referring to that.
Well, Max is still looking after himself.
He
what
really
happened
is.
to the dog?
The Pomsky. Didn't he own that with, was it Amelia?
Lost
or-
custody.
Yeah, and I think that maybe, I've still seen the dog. Cairo?
Kyra the Pomsky, yeah.
I did see him with the dog post breakup, so I think they definitely had a custody arrangement at least for some time. But I'm not sure what's happened since. Anyway, Alex Casey,
I'm going.
off your
I'm
fuck.
going out.
Wow.
Fuck, jeez.
No, it's a cute little saying.
new
I
level
made
of-
it. It's
Yeah.
that's cute.
New level
And maybe
of
sometime.
hostility.
Thank you for having me. Everyone enjoy the reality TV chat. I will not be participating because I am going. I'm
Okay.
going to do a fake, angry.
I have 4 weeks to decide if I'm going to drop my entire life for you.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
I don't even know you.
Reality check.
Okay, so we've got our live updates editor, Stewart Sowman-Lund, behind the mic. Oh, can I do that again?
No.
I think it's funny.
It's my thing now. Every time.
Did
I get it right earlier? Did I get it right earlier?
Yeah, you got it right earlier.
I did get it right earlier.
Well, I wasn't here to hear
Making
that, so
progress.
I don't know if that's true.
Anyway, Stuart's our live updates editor. He's filling in for Alex Casey on Batch Chat because she is sworn to secrecy about absolutely everything to do with the Bachelorette. But also you've come in with some breaking news, which won't be breaking probably by the time you hear this.
No.
But it might be if you don't really care that much about Grand Designs. Ooh,
Oh.
tell us more.
Chris Moller, is that even his name? I don't even know if that's his name anymore, but he's gone. He's no longer the host of Grand Designs New Zealand. This is breaking as of right now, but not when you're listening to this.
I
but
bloody love Chris Moller.
yeah.
I love him.
He was the perfect
He was the perfect.
Kevin
I
McLeod.
cannot think of anyone who will be able to do that job better.
Mark Richardson.
No.
He's
Absolutely
got
not.
experience with housing.
I like the idea of Mark Richardson being the only host, just slowly but surely taking over all of the hosting real
Art
estate.
Green, gone. Mark Richardson.
Gone. I mean, in. Oh, Jesus. That was very easy, but I watched it. Tina, can you cut
No,
that
we're
bit
not
out?
cutting that out. That's staying in. It's ridiculous. Okay. So, The Bachelorette NZ is back. Season 2. We've got a bloody lovely Bachelorette. Not that there was anything wrong with last year's ones.
Well.
Except for Lucina was, to me, a little too closed in.
Yeah.
She didn't
I
really
think I
give
know
herself
more
to the
about
process.
Lexi than I ever did about Lucina.
Yeah, that's fair. Except for that Lucina was a doctor.
Yeah.
That's all
Did
I
know
know.
that.
That's all
Yeah.
I know. Lexi is a marketing and
Brand
brand.
person.
something. Who cares?
She's so good.
She likes dogs, loves dogs.
Yep.
She likes her family. She likes the outdoors.
She wants heaps of babies.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sure.
Well, have one before you say heaps,
exactly.
you know what
Okay,
I mean?
that's what we're getting at here.
Yeah, and I just think the fact that she clearly her job is based around making people look good or making things look good, like she is just a perfect fit for being the focus of a TV show.
She's self-aware, so
Yeah.
she knows how to do good telly. She knows
Yeah.
that she needs to draw the content out of the guys. So she's going in there. I feel like Lucina, I have to just compare because that's all I've got to go on. Well, I mean, there was Lily as well, but she's definitely vibing more Lily than Lucina.
Yeah.
She's got Lucina's glam, and then Lily's kind of just casual fun attitude, right?
Yeah,
So
she is unself-conscious and just knows how to make good television in a very natural, unaffected way. But I feel like even in some ways, like she throws back to the Art Green season of The Bachelor in that it's not a... Like, well, Lily was incredible, but Lily was also, like, a star and had star power within the context of the show,
Yeah.
whereas she is just part of the cast in a way that's really kind of refreshing.
yeah.
Was Lily cast in season 1 because Lucina needed another Bachelorette, or
I don't know how
because
that's...
I couldn't imagine Lexi having another Bachelorette? You know, like she is enough.
But there was also the sort of Antipodean trend of just having some curveballs. In that case, they did both the mole and the double Bachelorette.
And they've come back with the mole again. They really
moles.
We love a mole.
Plural, possibly.
I don't know.
There's been because there's the driver, but then there was also another cutaway later on to like look like a production person.
I think it's the same person.
I think it is the same person.
It's the same person. So they're making it look like there's a production person who is also the driver. But my guess is it's her sister. Does she have a sister?
Yeah,
that's my feeling.
surely.
I briefly wondered if basically the deal is the person's wearing a mask because it's recorded under level 2. I sort of wondered, because she's not a million miles away from looking like Lucina, which would be the most extraordinary comeback given the acrimony that surrounded the end of Bachelorette Season 1. But I think probably on balance more likely to be a sister.
But the reason, doesn't look like Lucina at all to me.
But the reason why I thought it could be two people is because in the car shots you can't see her face, and in the shot at the end of the second episode it's from like the side, like you can't see her face again. But then the shot of the production person, you just see her face. So why would they bother trying to hide her?
Look, I don't know.
Anyway, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Exciting times.
It's
I can't answer any of these questions, but that's where we left the show tonight. Was on who is the mole. That's our
Yes.
that's our anyway, the guys, red carpet arrivals. I just want to say the candles. What that was.
Yes.
I understand why, but man, it looks crazy.
Why couldn't they just say no touching?
Because also then as soon as they get in the house, suddenly hover hugs are fine. Past she like took things off them without sanitizing. Like there was no continuity with the social distancing.
Also, I think if you're going to do that, like at least top line it, don't sort of pretend like it's just it's randomly standing behind a wall of fire.
One of them literally said that.
They did explain it, but after far too long. They left it far too long.
Yeah.
I just was like, wow, she really doesn't want any of these guys to go in for a kiss or, like that does happen on the US batch. Sometimes they just go in for a pash straight out, like for the shock value. But no.
Shall we pick a favourite entrance each, or least favourite, or just most remarkable? Is that a thing to do?
The basketball was
oh
a
my
moment.
God. So that was Zach,
that was Zach.
right?
There was an incredible comment, slightly harsh comment in the Real Pod Corner, shout out to the Cornies, where they said that, because Art said that he's like the reincarnation, or like he called him Zac Efron, and someone in the corner, because he's with a basketball, and someone in the corner said he's less Zac Efron in High School Musical and more Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy, which I thought was the perfect comment.
Still Zac Efron though.
Yeah,
still Zac Efron.
Still Zac Efron.
That's the point.
He's got an amazing. I'm obsessed with this dude. Like, he's got an amazing voice, amazing backstory. I love how into sales he is. I love that he would not give up the basketball. He clearly went in going, I'm really good at basketball. I play. I'm hyper competitive, and if she takes the ball, there is a chance I don't get it back, and I can't leave the production. Like, it was a very deliberate. I'd love to. I know it would be good for my progress on the show, but I actually can't do this.
He's got his priorities right.
He also threw out one of the best quotes of the night, which was, "Every day, bro," when they asked, like, how often have you competed for a woman in the real world?
Just by existing, he's competing for women.
Oh, he's so good.
Personally, I'm not visually turned on by any of these guys at this point, except for Jack. Quite liked him.
Yeah,
young Jack, night one, I felt like he had a lot of makeup on. I always think they look better looking when they're in their civvies instead of those ill-fitting suits that they have on.
A lot of ill-fitting suits.
All ill-fitting suits.
Oh my God, was it Braden who had just that giant jacket with his hands were just like his little fingertips peeking out?
The plumber guy who sort of was quite top-heavy in a sort of Zach Franich way.
And he was also, just staring eyes, and his mouth seemingly disconnected from his eyes in terms of the expression.
Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, very, very unnerving man.
Anyway,
he's Ted Bundy.
I know.
No disrespect.
I know for a fact that by the end of this, I'm going to be in love with probably 4 of them. That's what happens. I get desensitized.
Who are they going to be?
I don't know yet, and I'm so excited to go on this journey. Speaking of which,
Todd's a contender.
Tara Ward and myself have done a little little chat. Post-batch chat that gets into some of the weeds if you want to go check out the spinoff.co.nz.
Please do.
My favourite was Tutera Maina Iwi, by the way.
Mine was Todd and that giant stuff.
I thought it was a costume and he was getting out of the car dressed as a giant koala, and I was a little disappointed when that wasn't what actually happened.
And I just love an import, like, it just brazenly, like I'm pretending to be in New Zealand, but you obviously, basically came over to be on a reality show. It's beautiful.
Who's Vaz? Vaz is Alexander.
Vaz is his surname listed on site.
So, but it's Alex from Heartbreak Island.
Yeah.
Correct.
Coming back for another go.
Which they haven't revealed yet in the same way they didn't with Tavita.
Tavita.
Last time around.
I completely forgot Tavita was on as well.
Mate.
So is this just the thing now that every season someone from Heartbreak Island?
And will he get a hernia? There is so much
So
to
many
be revealed.
questions. First impression, Rose went to Matt, who did Tu Tera Mai Nā Iwi.
Who really botched his subsequent impressions.
He did. He really did. But then she also gave out seemingly 164 roses before the rose ceremony, and none of those people who got those roses were invited to the rose ceremony.
A lot of the roses were sort of music based. She liked
the jazz guy?
Nathan, guitar. I think he got one, didn't he? Or was
I mean,
he the only
he
one
should
that
just
didn't?
go home.
But most of them were sort of seemingly based around.
Oh, yeah, but I don't
the
like
arts.
jazz.
Oh, no one likes jazz.
Yeah, so go home. He's really into his jazz. He's going to be like jamming in the lounge.
There was something else I picked out from briefly dipping into the sort of thousands of comments in the Real Pod Corner was there was a lot of hatred for the perfume combination that I think it was Joe gave her, the perfume, and it was like vanilla and rose and...
Oh, they're quite competing.
But she seemed to quite like it. I might have made those
I think she maybe liked they did seem like an odd combo. It seemed like she liked the fact of it more than...
But she literally
the idea of it rather than the fact
she
of
said,
it.
"Oh, he's done good."
Yeah, but I think it's also to a certain extent the aesthetic qualities of the gifter.
So he actually got the first one-on-one.
Yeah, and she did say he was the hottest on the red carpet.
Yeah, right. Okay, so they went canyoning. I don't even want to do that ever.
Looked alright.
I thought the long drop, so to speak, looked quite frightening.
Yeah.
It was a lovely date, and then they went to a champagne bar or something, was it?
So I'd be up for that part.
What did they go to? It was a
champagne bar. I think my downfall on if I was to ever go on a show like this would be that seemingly all of the bachelors or bachelorettes, whoever's the main cast member, loves just doing shit like that, and I have no interest. But the champagne bar, that I'd be quite happy to do that at.
Okay, hot tip. Here's what you do. When you're filling out your application form and they're like, do you have any fears? You say, I have
champagne.
An excruciating fear of champagne.
Very
and relaxing. I cannot relax.
Yeah. I'm always doing things. I never want to just, chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love spiders.
I love bungee jumping. I love spiders. I love canyoning, whitewater rafting.
I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah, really big fan of that.
Speaking of which, there was a joke-off challenge.
Far out.
The best bit of, honestly, both episodes for me was when Dave got really excited when he saw Melanie Bracewell.
Yes.
It's like, Melanie Bracewell! She's the funniest woman in the world. And that's all. I just loved it. I don't know why it was so Kiwi.
It was beautiful.
That was one of the worst sequences of reality TV I've seen.
That said,
it was so...
I know Mel like her a lot, and yet... Was she supposed to be a coach? Because if she was supposed to be a coach...
It does reflect quite poorly on her.
The quality of... these are some of the results of her coaching. Man juggles lemons. Mm-hmm. Man eats raw egg. And then what was the... Then man tells intimidable, seemingly unfunny story. That's 3 of your 4 outcomes. Then one guy who's sort of
was still
passable.
Quite bad, but was definitely better.
Well, he's the only one who did some actual jokes. It was a joke-off, and he did jokes.
1 joke and 1 story.
Crazy bad hit rate. So
another great quote that I wrote down was, "There's definitely more to me than being an idiot and eating eggs." Which at this stage we're yet to see whether there is in fact more to him than that.
I don't think he planned to eat that egg, by the way.
No.
I feel like that was a desperate last minute kind
is
of
it
fight or flight type response.
The other guy got the punchline,
yeah.
Right? And he was like, well, I can't just say it now. I have to just eat this entire raw egg.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then it dripped and he still put it back in.
Oh, God. I mean, he would have got bits of shell as well.
Okay.
Oh, terrible.
I've got a meeting.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of it, really, to be honest with you. It's early days. Jared, Ben, Braden, and Itai went home.
I thought Braden and Jared were surprising. There was that one other guy I'd never seen the whole episode, so of course he was going to go. Itai kind of gave me kind of creeped me out a bit.
I think Itai was I think he's a comedian or a wannabe comedian, right? So I feel like
he works in information technology.
Yeah.
Maybe he was there to be. He wanted his moment in the spotlight. It was very short.
I think he was genuine, but there was. The main thing is they kept Zach on. Zach screamed like funny man who is going to be tossed immediately, but that felt like a producer's rose.
100%.
And I'm very glad.
They gave Jared a video.
Yeah.
Why do you give him a video?
Give him a pre-roll just because he had good grabs. Had some great grabs, worthy of a video, but she sent him home. In fact, it was a little tense when she looked like she was just sending home people of colour for a hot second there.
Yeah.
But then also Brandon, so his handshakes.
Well,
Old
just
handshakes.
amazing that he got his hands
out of the
jacket.
I was thinking of that when you said that. I was like, maybe that's all part of it. Maybe it's all part of the handshake.
Just
like
an enormous...
the reveal. Like I do actually have hands and look what I can do with them.
I've ever seen.
All right, that's it. That is the Real Pod. We will be back next week.
We are back.
We are back, and we will continue to be back. Yeah. And we'd like to say a big thank you to the Spin-Off members. Thank you to the Cornies who've been hanging out.
Thank you to Tina.
Such a long time for this.
Thank you to Stewart.
Thanks, Stewart.
Thanks for having me.
Sowman-Lund.
Oh, look at that.
Got it.
What a way to finish the show.
Thank you. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Talofa lava. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.